Thank you so much for being here. Please let me know where you are watching from. If you are joining live, welcome. And if you're watching the replay, I welcome you. I am so grateful that you're here. In our first slide, we introduced some of the universal laws of abundance. And in our second slide, we explored coherence, energy and attention, and completion. And today we deepen that foundation. So let's explore what happens when our energy becomes coherent and how life begins to respond when everything inside of us feels in order, like when our thoughts and our emotions feel steady. Today's conversation is about feeling aligned on the inside so that life feels smoother on the outside. Abundance expands when our energy is available. And this availability increases when coherence is present. But what is coherent energy? Coherence is an internal alignment, an internal harmony. I like to say that coherence equals harmony. It is when our thoughts, our intentions, and our actions and our nervous system move in the same direction. When there is an internal agreement. When there's clarity in what we're communicating energetically, meaning that the energy meaning that the energy we're putting out, that message that our nervous system, our thoughts, and our emotions are constantly broadcasting. Imagine tuning a guitar, and when the strings are tuned, the sound is clean and is steady, is harmonious. But when the strings are not tuned, the sound carries tension. When they're slightly off, the sound carries tension and disharmony. Excuse me. So when the strings of the guitar are slightly off, the sound carries tension and there is no harmony, right? So the same way when life responds, I'm so sorry. It is the same way when life responds to the energetic message that we carry through our nervous system. And being in coherence is an internal agreement. It is an alignment between what we say, what we choose, and what we do. Now, our nervous system is continuously scanning our environment. It tracks safety, completion, and unresolved tension. For example, when we have any unfinished decisions or any postponed conversations or any unexpressed boundaries, those stay active within us. Each one of those each one of those creates an energy leak because what it does, it calls our energy in the background. It calls our attention away from us. Like our attention becomes divided. Hold on one second here. There we go. So our nervous system can help us track for incompletes or unresolved tension. And oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm having trouble with my computer. There we go. There. So when we have any unfinished decisions or any postponed conversations or any unexpressed boundaries, those stay active within us, each one holding some of our energy away from us. And when many things remain like inconclusive or open or unfinished, then we begin to feel scattered and our energy loses strength. Does it make sense? Thank you so much for the like. Hey guys, let me know where are you watching from. So when the nervous system settles, our breath deepens, our perception widens, and our energy settles. And this helps our coherence to strengthen, our harmony, our internal harmony to strengthen. And as coherence strengthens, life begins to respond with greater fluidity. Opportunities become more noticeable and communication feels more open, like the timing of things feels more supportive. We feel like we are in tune, we are in flow. So the outer world reflects our inner state of being. So from the inside, or the inside mirrors the outside, or the outside mirrors the inside. And inside we have the nervous system, we have coherence, we have our attention, our energy, we have completion, like completing things, like finishing things, right? And the outside will give us the perception, like perception. Our perception will widen and it will allow us to perceive opportunities. So I'm going to write down opportunities. Flow. Synchronicities, like timing, the timing of things. So, like when our internal world is in harmony, then our external world will begin to mirror flow, opportunity, good timing for things, right? And our perception will widen. So we know that energy follows attention. Energy follows attention. Wherever our attention goes, our energy flows. And when attention moves between the past or the future, future events, and there's constant stimulation, our energy begins to spread thin. So imagine like it's like pouring water into like many containers at once. And so there's only a little bit of water per container, right? Each container only receives a small portion. So that's what happens when our attention is divided. So attention works the same way, basically. Focused attention strengthens our energy. It increases coherence, right? So focusing on one task, one conversation, one decision at a time. When our attention is focused, our clarity strengthens and life responds to clarity. If we avoid making a decision, it will keep taking space in our mind. It will keep pulling our energy in the background. For example, like a message that is waiting to be sent, like, oh my God, I forgot to get back to such and such, right? And you remember every once in a while, but you're busy, you're caught up in your life, and you just don't give yourself the time to pause and take care of it. You keep carrying it with you, right? Throughout your day. For as long as you keep forgetting, right? Or a boundary that we haven't set, or a pending task, simple as that. All of those are registering our nervous system as incomplete. And any incomplete in our nervous system stays active, meaning that it keeps pulling, spending, pending is in the back of our minds. Even if we're not conscious about it, it's still active, using up energy. But when we complete something, that drain will close. The drain will close, and our energy returns to us. So, completion means closure. It means making a choice or consciously pausing something. We can say, we can make a decision, and even if we're not going to take care of that task, we are deciding to attend to it tomorrow afternoon, and you write yourself a little note as a reminder, and then you can release it. It's no longer hovering in the background, it's no longer pulling your attention. So when a decision is made, the body softens, the nervous system reorganizes, and our coherence increases. So one small completion can shift our whole day because our energy reorganizes around closure. Hey guys, let me know where you're watching from. Thank you for joining. So, structure supports flow, meaning that we move more easily when there's some structure. For example, like when a river flows because the bank gives it direction, right? So our energy flows when it has some structure, and the structure provides support. For example, things flow better when there is some order. Like when you walk into a room and it's just chaos. Sometimes you can't even think, right? Has it happened? Has it happened to you? If you have kids, it probably has happened to you. Yes. But when there's some order, it even feels good, right? Like when you're done cleaning and all that, you can rest and it feels good. Like everything flows better, right? Now, we feel more free when we have clear boundaries. That's another example. That means we know how far we can go or how far are we willing to tolerate, right? And we move easier when we have direction. When we know where we're going, we can just focus on each step that we take, trusting that we're moving in the right direction. And we can always shift, right? But we have that trust and that freedom, right? And we flow when our energy has somewhere to go. So, like when we're able to express freely, When we hold things back, that energy gets stuck and there is no flow. So, expressing things and speaking our truth, honoring our truth, that helps our energy to flow. So, coherence increases when our calendar reflects our priorities, our actions reflect our values, and our environment reflects our intentions. Like the way our space looks and feels and functions, it usually matches what we're focusing on internally. It will match our priorities. Like if we value clarity, our space, it will tend to be organized or feel organized, even if you have a little disorganization, but you have your own method, right? That works for you. If we value creativity, our space may include tools, books, colors, or inspiration. If we feel overwhelmed, our environment will often reflect that. And I always think about like teenage kids, most teenage kids, I don't know. Um, they're going through so much and they're usually very messy. Like their space is messy. So I always think about that. Our outer space mirrors our inner focus. And flow becomes a natural outcome of internal harmony. And life responds when our internal and external world are in sync. Here's an exercise of coherence. Pick something, a decision that has been waiting in the back of your mind, a conversation that needs some clarity, or a task that needs completion. Before acting on it, just take a moment and pause. Take a deep breath and notice if and where there is any tension. You usually will be able to recognize. When we breathe, we become present in our body and we are able to create a space to listen to what the body is telling us. And oftentimes we'll be able to recognize tension in the body when we do this, when we allow ourselves the moment to become present and connected with our breath, with our breathing. And after you finish your task, your pending item, just pause again. And then notice if anything shifted. And you may be surprised to know that you have a sense of relief or that you have created more space or more clarity. So just take the moment to notice. Because coherence will feel more open, more relaxed, and more clear. And small choices, they will compound, they accumulate. And then the signal that we emit will strengthen. And life will respond with greater ease. We're continuing to deepen this work in a live 90-minute workshop where we'll apply coherence step by step in real time. We'll identify open loops, organize our attention, and create a personal reset plan together. Because this work is not just something that we need to understand, it is something that we need to practice so we can embody it and apply it to our daily lives. And that brings us back to the heart of today's message. Life is always responding. Now, the difference is the quality of what we experience. Because when our energy is coherent, life will respond in a positive way. Coherence is an internal harmony. It is focused attention, is completion, is a structure that allows flow. And when we're clear and steady on the inside, life will meet us with more ease. And whatever comes to us, it will feel easier to handle. It will feel more supportive. So I invite you to reflect on one question. Where can I create more coherence in my life? And choose something to complete. Make one decision that you've been putting off. Take one action that feels aligned with your thoughts and your feelings. And it doesn't have to be a life-changing choice. It could be just a small thing, like cleaning one drawer that speaks to you every time you open it, or that you avoid opening it. It could be small like that. So I invite you to do that exercise. And then let me know in the comments what you did and how it felt. What you're, like how it felt, yes. Because one small decision can shift our whole day, and a small shift can change the course of our life. Small changes can create a ripple effect that reshapes our life in meaningful ways. If you wish to practice this work, I invite you to check out my community where we work together to integrate these principles. And I'm also hosting a live 90-minute workshop where we'll apply this step by step. We'll identify open loops, organize our attention, and create a personal coherence reset plan. It's a working session, so stay tuned for details, and I'll share more info below. If you like my topics, I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and please share in the comments what resonated the most with you today. And we will continue exploring these principles in future sessions. I plan going live on Tuesdays and Fridays. The time varies. I meant to go live at 12:30 today, but I had my kid and technical difficulties. Anyway, I'm happy to be here, and thank you so much for joining me. So we will continue working with the universal laws of abundance and understanding them so we can apply them to our daily life. Thank you so much for being here today. Until next time.